opens with Odin in Asgard remarking that he is storing Thor's belt of strength, which increases his already incredible strength, for a time when Thor will need it. At that very moment, Thor is flying through the air over New York City when he happens upon a building that is miraculously floating in the air and suddenly disappears. Realizing there is nothing more he can do as Thor, the Thunder God transforms back into Donald Blake, and walks among the crowd and is shocked to find all those who were in the bank before it disappeared suddenly appear in the street and hears to his astonishment that everyone present has lost all recollection of the disappearing building. Leaving the scene, Blake can only conclude that Loki is once more using his magic to menace the people of Earth. Changing back into Thor once more, the God of Thunder contacts Odin and learns that Loki is still confined to Asgard and to the All-Father's better knowledge not up to anything. This proved to be far from the truth, as when at a local race track the winnings suddenly fly away. This spectacle is witnessed from Asgard by Loki, who intimates that he is involved with these strange goings-on. As it turns out, a few days earlier, while spying on Thor in his human guise of Donald Blake, Loki is inspired to launch a new scheme when Blake had taken Jane Foster to the carnival where Sandu the Mystic, a renowned mind reader, was performing. The trickster god then would use his magics to increase Sandu's mental powers 1,000-fold, and the mind reader, upon learning of his increased power, would begin using them to amass greater and greater wealth. Becoming ever bolder, Sandu would begin stealing more buildings, transporting them to the moon for safekeeping, even going so far as stealing an eastern palace. He next sets his sights on stealing the entire island of Manhattan and easily defeats the Air Force before taking his first target from the city, the United Nations building, and raising it high in the air. Hearing of the incident, Donald Blake rushes out of his office and changes into Thor to confront Sandu. While high above the city, Sandu demands all the UN delegates to turn over rule of the entire plant to him. Thor intervenes and is attacked by Sandu, who bombards Thor with steel girders and traps the Thunder God under a building. Odin, witnessing the battle from Asgard, sends the Valkyries to help Thor out by bringing him his strength-increasing belt, which gives the Thunder God the power to break free and resume his battle against Sandu. When he fails to strike Sandu with his hammer, the mystic attempts to lift Thor's hammer, and teleports to another dimension to attempt to do so. Unable to lift the hammer physically, Sandu attempts to lift the hammer with his mind but finds he is unable to do so, and the resulting surge of mental energy causes feedback that short-circuits his powers and shunting him back to the Earth dimension. With his powers destroyed, all that Sandu had stolen is returned to their rightful places and Thor turns him over to the police. While on Asgard, Loki curses Thor for foiling yet another one of his plans.